All right, friends, it's your girl, Stephanie Garcia, and welcome to Lights, a Camera Live. Friends, I've got something amazing to share with you today. Let's see about this. Let's get that going. Okay, so I'm excited because Ecamm Live Beta has officially launched, and there are some really cool things that I want to share with you. For those of you that have been following along, I love to go live on Instagram. It's one of the best places for me to engage with my audience, and so I'm super excited to kind of show you like what they've been working on behind the scenes. So if you're just tuning in, I'm connected Ecamm over to Restream, so I want to see if all of the destinations are going. So if you're watching, those of you, I see you. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know which platform you are watching from right now, because as I said, this is beta testing and we want to see what's working and what's not working. So I see someone on Facebook that says, "What's up?" It doesn't show your name, so you're gonna just have to tell me who that is. Oh, look at that, look. Oh, you just popped up. That was actually really quite exciting. Actually, let me switch over to this screen because this is what I built it for officially. Oh, Marcus. Marcus is in the house. Marcus, the Ecamm Live Beta just came out, and I'm excited to test with you a couple of my favorite features and functionalities. So thank you so much for hopping in. And of course, to Tim on Facebook, nice to have you here. All right, so welcome to the new office. Gabe is also here. Hey, Gabe, it's been a minute. Nice to see you. So it's interesting here because I have Ecamm set up over to Restream, and so like, Restream, what is this? What are you doing to my logo? What is wrong with you? All right. Okay, so first off, how many of you are actually in the Ecamm Live Beta? Are you using the public version where, you know, you're just stable, good to go, all set? Or are you also a part of the Ecamm Live Beta where you could get to test things and all that jazz? So if that's you, let me know in the comments. I would absolutely love to know. Tim is here. We've got Gabe in the house. Actually, they're just talking to each other. So that's good. I need to know if this is actually showing up on LinkedIn as well. If Tim or Gabe, if you want to check it out and see if LinkedIn is working, because sometimes I feel like it does show up over there, but there might still be a bug. I also sent the stream out over to Twitter, so we'll see if that is working and or not. Okay. Yeah, so I was watching Doc Rock and James Hicks doing the Ecamm beta testing on Instagram. I know, I did it too. I was testing it out yesterday and it worked flawlessly. I had Eden Liu hop on, which is great. So we were able to do like the multiple guests on the scene as well. So having said that, let's go ahead and dive into what is in the beta. The beta, here we go. So a couple of things that are very interesting that are in here is that the new system extension-based virtual cam component on Mac OS 13 or newer. So virtual cam, oh, Gabe, you're amazing. See, Gabe showed up over here. I'm gonna move you over here. Gabe, you got like a nice little home over here. Yay. Okay, so virtual cam will now work on additional apps, including FaceTime, Safari, QuickTime Player, and Discord. I find it to be very helpful for all of us that are remote live video producers and we're producing for other events. I find it to be very helpful. For those of you that are on LinkedIn, if you're ever doing any type of like Zoom interviews or Google Meets, it's a nice way to use this and have this pop up in the screen as well to showcase your portfolio, your work, and all the different things. Yay, Marcus. Marcus says it's live on LinkedIn too. Great. And then your comment is on YouTube, so that's helpful. And then Gabe's comment is on LinkedIn, so yay, that's working too. How you like that? Awesome. So I'm very happy for the fact that virtual cam is going to be available on all those other different platforms. One of the ones that I wish was integrated and working a lot better would be Sessions and Ecamm Live Virtual Cam. For some reason, Sessions doesn't let me do any type of virtual camera, whether it's Snap Camera or Ecamm Live Virtual. So we'll see if they fix that eventually. Now there's also the added support for displaying Instagram live comments. Okay, friends, this is the part where I was like, wait a second. Now in the past, whenever I wanted to show comments on Instagram Live, I had to do like this super crazy thing where I would have to go on Social Stream Ninja, pull that up and have like all these multiple different tabs open in order to make this happen. So the fact that Ecamm Live Beta now lets me show Instagram live comments, Chef's kiss. I am so super excited about that. So before we get into that, if you're not a part of the Ecamm Live Beta, you definitely want to go ahead and get into that. You could download the beta for free. There's also a link in the description for you to join the Facebook group. So that way you could give feedback to Ken and Glenn and the rest of the team about what you like, what you don't like, and all those different things. I'm gonna tell you, I like everything. Right? Good. So having said that, let's go ahead and dive into what's going on with the Instagram Live comments. So as I said before, I've been leveraging Instagram Live a lot because I speak at a lot of conferences, a lot of different events, all the different things. And most often people want to connect with me on LinkedIn or on Instagram. Wow, we have a Doc Rock here. Now I feel like I'm under the microscope and I'm being seen. All right, so here's a couple of things that I did. Oh, Ecamm fam's already here. You guys, you're the best. All right, so here is what I wanted to share as far as what I started doing in documenting the process for this. So first off, when I started doing this piece of it, Glenn was very helpful in reminding me that in order for you to get access to your Instagram Live, you first have to have a Facebook destination. That's how you're able to go ahead and pull that stuff in there. It was a really good reminder for me because I don't know about you, but every time I connect my Facebook, I always have to like re-authenticate my key. So that's the first thing that you definitely want to do is first make sure that you have a Facebook destination. And then as you go through that process, you could click on the Instagram icon. So once you click on the Instagram icon, that is going to prompt you to open up the app, and then you could actually add Instagram as a destination. When you do that, you will have the option to find out which of those Instagram profiles you want to connect. Now that's going to be very helpful, especially for those of you that have access to other people's Instagram accounts. Social media managers, I'm basically looking at you. So you want to make sure that when you are connected, when you're connecting everything, it's the right Instagram account. Cool? All right. Oh, Neil is here too. You guys, we got the whole fam in here, and that makes me actually really, really happy. All right, so once you have that all set, the next thing that happens is this. You're gonna go to Instagram Live on your desktop, and actually let me show you through that process. So we're gonna go over here, Instagram. If you haven't done this already before, you'll go over here, you'll click on Create, okay? Then you're gonna click on Live Video. Here, you could just say test for now. But when you go into this, you're gonna click on public. When you click on public, click on next, and ooh, that's gonna give you all this good stuff, okay? I'm gonna exit out of this because you might get my stream key real quick. But basically, once you have that open, you're gonna copy that stream key and then you're gonna put it over into Ecamm when you're creating your new broadcast. So that's going to be super helpful. Now, from my understanding and Ecamm crew, Doc Rock, you could definitely let me know in the comments. That stream key can definitely change over time. So you definitely want to pay attention to what that's going to be. Hey, look at that. We got Unwrapped Love coming in on YouTube. Love that. Okay. So when you're ready, then from there, you're going to click on Go Live. Okay. So you're gonna click on Go Live on Ecamm. Then you're gonna wait on Instagram Live desktop to see when your Ecamm Live broadcast starts to show up on your Instagram Live desktop as a preview stream, okay? So once it shows up on Instagram Live desktop as your preview, then you could go ahead and hit the button to go live on Instagram. I feel like most people forget about that step. So make sure that you remember that as well. Okay. Doc Rock is saying every time you get a new key, every time you go live, it's irritating, but it's more secure. Yeah, obviously, because if I'm doing this thing where I'm like demoing in real time, that's hilarious. Okay. So what I find is that the longer it takes for you to hit go live on Ecamm and then preview the stream on Instagram Live desktop and then click the button go live, that's pretty much your latency. As far as I've seen, that's going to be the latency in there. So unlike right now where like I could see Doc Rock and everyone commenting on all the different channels, it's usually like pretty quick. But on Instagram Live, there's always going to be that delay. You could time it yourself if you want to drive yourself crazy. I myself don't really want to do that, but I like to give myself a heads up. It's helpful for you to know as a live streaming producer, as a live streaming host, because as you're trying to engage with your audience, take a breather. It's going to take a minute for people to see that. Okay. All right. So once you have that down, As I said before, you're going to see your Ecamm Live show up as a preview in your live streaming desktop for Instagram, okay? So as soon as I see it, I hit that go live button on the upper right-hand corner, and then baby, the show is on. We're good to go. Now, as far as like how to show the Instagram comments, it's just as it normally would be when you are on Instagram, in the sense that, or on Ecamm, have your comments and reactions windows open. And then as the comments pop up, like look at this, we've got Michael here. Michael pops up, then I click on add to broadcast, it shows up on the screen. Now, if you take a look over here on what I have Nick over here, and I have it strategically placed in the middle of my live stream, because as we know, when you're going live on Instagram, there's going to be that whole bottom screen, so you definitely don't want to hide it there. Okay, good. All right, so that's how you're going to show your Instagram comments. And again, Ecamm makes it so easy. That way, if there's a comment that you want to go back to, reflect on it, you could always hit that star, and then it's going to show up on your favorites, and you could always refer back to it. Cool. All right, so other things that I'm loving about this is that when you end the live stream, the easiest for me when I'm going live on Instagram is to end the live stream on the Instagram Live desktop browser. Just go boop, hit end live video, and then all of a sudden Ecamm will be like, hey, your broadcast has been interrupted, and then you're done. Okay. Now, something that I like to tell people also is that when you're doing this, sometimes your Instagram Live isn't going to be saved on your Instagram feed, but it will show up on your archives. So if you're like having a great time with your live stream and you want to repurpose it later, create short form videos and whatnot, then that's a great opportunity for you to go to your mobile device, go to your archives. Then when you go into your archives, you're going to have your story archives. Go further down on that menu to live archive, and that's where you're going to see all of your live streams. Download it there, send it off to Descript, Opus, whatever works best for you, and then repurpose your content there. Okay? Yay, we've got Dan in the audience. P.S. by the way, Dan's got an amazing content strategy workshop coming up, so make sure you reach out to him because he's got a stellar deal breaker price on there, and you definitely want to be a part of it. Okay, Dan, also these instructions are in digital confetti, so you are more than happy to see it over there. All right, so when you click on ending the live video on desktop, you will see this message here where it will say discard video to download your video, view it in your archive on the Instagram app. So just remember that it's always going to be on the Instagram app. Then you could airdrop it over to your desktop and do all the little things that you want to do. So this is my live archive. You could see that I've been testing this Ecamm Live Beta. I did it myself, and then I also had an opportunity to bring on Eden Liu onto the show. Shout out to the girl. And it was fun. We had comments from everyone engaging in the audience. One thing to remember, though, is that if you're bringing a guest onto your show and you're producing with Ecamm, right? So obviously you're going to be using interview mode. Let's say I invite Gabe. So let's say I give Gabe my invite link to join me on Ecamm, right? He'll be added to the show, just kind of like what Eden was here, but it will not send out a notification to his audience on Instagram. So that's something to be mindful of. If you're the type of person where you're like, hey, I want to do an Instagram Live and I want to leverage Gabe's Instagram audience and my audience so everyone gets notified, you would not use a third-party platform for that. You would do that natively on Instagram. One of the reasons why I don't do that is because sometimes trying to find my guest in the Instagram comments and invite them onto the show doesn't work out very well, which is why I love using Ecamm. So Ecamm Live Beta comes through, it makes these things a whole heck of a lot easier. And then that is pretty much Ecamm Live Beta. Ecamm Live Beta and the Instagram comments. Now, one of the things that I have to tell you, having been playing around with all these different things, is Instagram Live, if you were to pair it with an auto DM, Instagram auto DM strategy, it goes gangbusters. I find that it's one of the best ways to drive people to my courses, my workshops. Hint, hint, friend over there, friend over there. Go live on Instagram, leverage an Instagram auto DM to drive people to your landing page so that way they can join your lead magnet, your courses, and all the things. And yes, to Gabe, Ecamm is a great game changer for us creators because look, now you have access to comments. You can engage with people in real time. And I definitely think it's going to help people that are scrolling on Instagram. Like, like sometimes on Instagram, you see a live and you're like, oh, okay, you pop up, you might comment. If the person doesn't acknowledge you in real time, then you're probably going to scroll on to the next message. So from an engagement perspective, being able to show the Instagram comments, like actually highlight the ones that you want to address, especially if it's a question, I think that's going to be super duper helpful, right? Oh, look at that. I'm in a plane at Heathrow, so I'll watch later. I love that. You guys are absolutely amazing. Let's see here. Okay. Ooh, this is a really good one. So Dan is saying, I don't see how it's a game changer if you don't have the size audience that will allow you to build. That is a question that I get all the time from people. It's like, but don't you need to have like a bunch of followers on there? Think of it as a video first strategy, right, Dan? This is something where you can engage with people in real time, see what questions do pop up, right? And then repurpose that later into your content. Now, something else to be mindful of as well is that when you do go live on Instagram, oh, this is a good one. I'm going to put this on the screen. I'm going to hope that that doesn't disappear. But here's something that I want you to know. Going live on Instagram requires a different promotional strategy than you normally would if you were going live on Facebook, LinkedIn, or on YouTube. Those 3 platforms allow you to schedule in advance. Let's say if you wanted to go live into a Facebook group, you could create an event. That event is going to show up in multiple places in the Facebook Meta ecosystem, right? Same thing on LinkedIn. Like you have this opportunity to engage with people. Like as soon as you schedule something, they could show up in the comments and start feeding you questions that you could actually answer on air, okay? Now, if you're going to go live on Instagram, my promotional strategy is completely different. I'm actually going to create a post natively on the app because on the app, I have the option to create a reminder where people can get notified when the actual live stream is going to happen. Then I would create an Instagram story, same thing, get that notification and boom, people are going to be there. So I always tell people that if people don't know, they won't go. So your promotion strategy for your Instagram live is going to be very different from all of the other platforms. I always tell people, your social media platforms, they're like their own unique country. Every unique country has its own etiquette and whatnot, and understanding how that works out. Gabe is asking, what is the hashtag that you use to send out auto DMs again? Well, the platform that I use is actually called Stampede Social. And I'm so happy that you asked this because I'm pretty sure I might be able to drop this in the link for you. Let's go back over to the screen over here. Boop. So this is Stampede Social, and Stampede Social is very helpful for me as a content creator to leverage the auto DMs on Instagram. And so I'll have like hashtag 94 if people want to learn 94 ways to repurpose your content. So Gabe, if you're not already in this, go ahead and drop on in there. Can I add a comment on here? I can add a comment on Facebook. All right. But just DM me. It's basically lightscamera.live/stampede, or just go to stampede.social. Boom, and you're good to go. Use the promo code Steph and you'll get 50% off any of your subscriptions. So if you're planning a course, a training anytime soon, give it a shot. Give it a go, right? Because more often than not, the Instagram lives that are happening look the same. And so when you're using Ecamm, you could definitely spice it up and do something a little bit different. Cool. All right. So let's see here. That is that. Dan is saying this makes sense for Brandon, not me. That is a limiting belief because you never know who could be watching. Again, it's always going to be the promotional strategy. You can't expect people to carve time out of their day unless you tell them what's the purpose of this live stream. Why should I attend? What's in it for me? How does this impact my life, my family, my community, my business, my revenue, my profits, all the different things? And what happens if I tune in? What happens if I don't tune in? What are the consequences and what are the advantages? Great. Michael Pope is saying, if people don't know, they won't go. Exactly. Saeed, this guy is crushing it whenever it comes to facilitation. I absolutely love it. It says, I commented on LinkedIn some time ago for mobile, probably didn't show up for you, but all right, good. All right, so Gabe is going to check out Stampede Social. That's going to be fun. All right, going back over to the beta. So the things that we talked about is obviously the Ecamm Live Virtual Cam. Great for those of us that are also facilitators. remote live streaming producers and whatnot. Those of us that are probably looking for jobs, because you could also show up and customize your virtual cam. So when you show up for a meeting, boom, you show up, you have like your graphics, you have your transitions. You could also have your lower third, which is really nice. Yay. Okay, going back over to the beta, we talked about Instagram Live and the comments that are going to be supported. Let's see what else do we have here. Fixes an issue where a scene with several overlays with drop shadows could render slowly. Thankfully, I haven't really seen that. There's some Sonoma stuff in here, and then fixes an issue where X Twitter comments from Restream do not show up in Ecamm Live's comments window. All right, so this goes out to Gabe, Tim, Dan, the rest of the crew. If you find me on Twitter, it's basically twitter.com/Hey Stephanie. Find this stream and leave a comment, and I want to see if it shows up, because as I said before, I'm live streaming via Ecamm, connected it over to Restream, and I purposely sent it out to the different platforms. Funny enough, I actually connected it over to Facebook, and then it just didn't work. So I don't know. I have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to send out another ticket for it, but it's nice to know that it's showing up on YouTube and on LinkedIn. So that's good news. All right. So while I'm waiting for someone to find this stream on Twitter or X, it's always gonna be Twitter for me. While I wait for you to do that, let's go on to the next bullet point here. So the go to next scene feature can now start on an automatic scene group. I think that's going to be very helpful. That feature, that functionality, go to next scene after an automatic scene group, that's helpful for those of us like me that are doing live shopping events. Sometimes I'll have like a countdown timer, like boom, go over to the next scene. Makes it a whole heck of a lot easier. Oh, look at that. Gabe is now watching on X. Look at that. Okay, that bug has been fixed. So I love it, I love it, I love it. It is there. P.S. Let me know if the sound effects are coming through, because 2 live streams ago, it wasn't working. And I was like, wait, what just happened? Gabe is saying, it's easy because I follow you on social media. This is why we're friends. Friends always support friends. I still remember the time when I went live on TikTok and you and I were just geeking out. Okay. The next thing on here is fixes an issue where the paste settings and paste text style contextual menu didn't work properly for text box overlays. That is obviously very helpful for those of us that are creating scenes for different shows. Let me show you kind of like behind the scenes of what it looks like when I'm producing a show in this case, yeah? So let's go over here. Oh, the sound effects are working, yay! That totally made my day. There's nothing like working on your sound effects and then it not working. Okay, so let me show you the output. Let's do options, live demo mode. So now you're basically seeing everything. If you notice over here, these are my scenes. These are the scenes that I create specifically for this new setup for Lights Camera Live. And so for me to be able to copy paste text styles for like the lower third graphics that I'm creating, super helpful, especially when I'm doing this across scenes. Because even in this one, where was it? Did I have it over here? Yeah, I had like this box that I just unlocked. That was when I had James Hicks on the show. And one of the reasons why, I don't have a lower third graphic on this particular scene was because it was going to be a lot of work for me to create his lower third as well, or if I wanted to have other people on the show. So it's nice to know that that feature is fixed. We're gonna go ahead and hide this camera over here and do all the things. All right, so if you're following along, PS, by the way, Ecamm Fam has just launched their brand new merch. Brand new merch. So you want to head on over to the Ecamm shop and use Ecamm Fam to save 15% off, because friends, they're doing all this amazing cool things for you, like supporting Instagram Live comments on the beta version. So go ahead and check that out over there. All right, so what questions do you have about the Ecamm Live Beta or anything about Instagram Live? Because as I said, that's where I've been hanging out. I would love to answer all of your questions. And then we'll go from there. And then I'm going to do another Instagram Live because I think this is so much fun. P.S. by the way, I am creating different scenes for Instagram Live. So if you're the type of person where you're like, hey, I want to hit the ground running on Instagram Live, but I don't want to have to build out all my different scenes, come contact me, because I have a bunch of different scenes, whether you're doing live shopping, talking show, multiple guests, all those different things. You don't have to start from scratch. I'll help you out. Good? All right, so happy to hear that X is now working. Comments from LinkedIn are working. That was something that I was having trouble with for such a long time. I'm still in demo mode. Thank you so much for telling me. Boom. Okay, there you are. This is why I love Ecamm Fam. Marcus, you're absolutely amazing. You just like saved my whole entire day. I appreciate it. Good. So we have all of that. We're good to go. You guys download Ecamm Live Beta, except for Saeed, because Saeed's on a PC. But yeah, give it a shot, give it a go. Let me know what you think. Again, if you have any feedback for the team about how it's working for you, you could always hop into the Facebook group, let them know what features and functionalities you want to have on there, and then just have fun with it. We'll go from there. All right, friends, that's it for now. Take care. I'll catch up with you next time.